Hey everybody, I'm here with surf fan Los Tiros from Guatemala. How are you guys?
Hey, hey.
Hey,
Doing
doing
great.
great.
Thank you for having us, Ryan.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure getting up to speed on all your music. There's tons of it on Bandcamp. You've been around quite a while and amassed quite a catalog. Before we get to that though, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and what instruments you play?
Sure, I'll start. I'm Bufo. I play bass, and I'm the heart and soul of the band.
I am Luis, and I am the lead guitar.
Awesome.
I'm Sebastian. I play the drums and spiritual leader of the band.
Okay.
I'm Harry, and I play the bass guitar, and that's about it. That's my role in the band.
Well, the first record I want to talk about is your live record you put out. Not only is it intensely aggressive and energetic, you guys have hilarious banter in the in between songs. Yeah, you want to tell me a little bit about that live record? I understand it was a huge tour for you.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is that, to be absolutely honest, it was not just one tour. It was uh, different dates and different years. We wouldn't be able to definitely to do that in a single tour, but along the years we have the opportunity to, because of the social media and the internet, to meet a lot of people in the surf world, and we were able to visit different countries, different cities, and had the opportunity to play there. Of course, being a surf band is kind of difficult, like to have a mass audience, but we played little shows. It was a great experience. We had the opportunity to record some of the songs, because when we went there for the first time, we set our minds to do that. So in the future, we might release this type of material. And years went by, we never did it. And a couple of years ago, we had the opportunity to put all of this material together and release this live album. So for all the people that hear this, it's not just one tour; it's different year, different opportunities. But yeah, it was a great experience, especially being in this type of music, this genre, to to visit different countries. You know.
Speaking of that, what do you what did it feel like to be a surf band in Japan?
It was awesome.
I
Actually,
think,
there's quite a surf scene in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, you wouldn't
or at
believe
least
it.
at least back then, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's probably still alive, but back then it was bigger. And I think that one of the things that we, as a surf band that play purely instrumental music, we have the capacity to go anywhere, and our music will still have the same meaning to anybody, because
Yeah.
we
Mhm.
don't limit to a message that's worded. It's more a show, like how you feel about it, and that just does not have a language to it. It's a feeling that it can be interpreted in any country in the world.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And our live performance are always very energetic and high speed. So I think that people like seeing a band perform like at this top and fastest that they can do, right? I mean, you go see a live band and you see them doing the 100% of what they can and playing as fast as they can. So that's without any words, like Bufo said, it's pretty enjoyable, regardless if you understand the what we're trying to say between songs, right?
Right. Luis, you mentioned a punk rock background and influence. What genres do each of you bring that inspire you to each to play the way you play?
Well, I think it is important to know that before joining Los Tiros, we separately and in some cases together, we had different punk rock bands. So punk rock is like the core of and the essence of what we do. We used to play in hardcore punk, in punk rock, and pop punk bands. So I mean, we had this background, and when we started to play surf, we just wanted to bring those influences and bring that sound with a fast-paced drums, like heavy guitars. So I mean, it's kind of we play surf, but it's more like an instrumental punk rock at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right? Because there is a lot of hardcore and punk rock influences in our sound. So I think that's about it. We are every time that we play a show with a more traditional surf band, everyone is like, "What is this?" They're like kind of shocked because we're like loud and fast. But I guess that's what we love to bring about the music because it's totally different from a traditional standpoint of a surf rock band, right?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to add something, a cool anecdote. We played with a band from Brazil one time, and we played before them. And I remember that the drummer said, "I love when surf bands, you know that they do not listen to surf. So so you can listen to it in. Of course, we do like and enjoy traditional surf, but we do listen to other types of genres in each shows, right? So somebody that also plays surf, he said, I really enjoy when people play surf and they don't usually listen to surf, and you can tell.
Yeah.
That was nice.
So
Yeah. And then the same drummer after the sound check, after we got off the stage, he approached us and he told Bufo, "You son of a bitch!"
That's true. Literally.
Yeah, that
in
happened.
in perfect Spanish.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Hijo de puta. That's the way he said it.
That's the way he was mad.
Yeah, he
Because
was
he has
mad.
to
He,
follow you, right?
Yeah. Well, he was mad just because it sounded so nice because they were playing first, we were closing, but then he was mad. He just couldn't take
I
the
think
sound check. I think we
I
played
think
too hard.
he didn't know how to feel. Yeah.
Well, I would love to see you guys play in the States, or I would love to travel to Mexico to see you play. Have you guys gone to Mexico and played?
I think that Mexico is the country that we've visited the most. We have had like 5 or 6 tours through these last 12 years over Mexico. So I think that Mexico is um, what might be easiest to us because of the closeness. I mean, it's relatively close to Guatemala, so it's we do like to go. I will say pretty often, but it's been like around 3 years or 4 years since the last time that
Yeah,
we had it. So, well, I mean the pandemic and all that, right? So I mean that
yeah,
it will be great to go back to Mexico. It's a great middle ground, right, between the U.S. and
yeah.
Guatemala.
Now, from what I understand, and the people I've talked to, Mexico is there's a very huge young surf scene there. Did you guys, is that what you guys experienced when you went?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think that we've experienced like both waves. Like the first one, we had the opportunity to play with a legendary band like Los Acapulco. They like welcomed us with open arms. We had a couple of dates with them, but we also had the opportunity to play with some younger bands like ourselves, like around our age. We still consider ourselves young, so yeah, they are a pretty nice people. We made a lot of friends, and
Yeah,
the
we still keep
quality
in
of the
touch.
music. Yeah,
Oh, that's good. That's good. Have you played a festival there? They have a big festival.
Yes, we played a couple of them. Our biggest show, I think, there will be one of in Mexico's Vive Latino 2014. It was like this massive festival, and that was actually the first show that we played in Mexico. One of the biggest that we ever had.
Wow, wow. So, um, what I got information of your band through was Hunter King's Storm Surge of Reverb in the United States. Of all the releases in 2022, and you guys were on that list. So I checked you out, and he has a radio show, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And he tracked you guys down. He listened to your release, and then he posted something on all the bands that released music in 2022. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your release from 2022?
Well, I guess that he might be talking about our live record because that's our latest release, right? 2020, late 2021 was that.
Yeah, it has to be that.
Has to be that.
Okay.
Yes, we are currently we will release a new song in a couple weeks. Actually, is March 16. We'll have our newest single, and a new album is coming this year. Our latest record is that live performance. Like we said, we recorded that over the years from 2011 to 2015, I believe. During those 4 years, we traveled a lot of countries between North America, South America, and Europe, and Asia. And back then, 2012, we had the idea of doing this. Like we brought a portable recorder, we connected that to the mixer. So I mean, it was intended to do it, but we just didn't have the time to do it along the year. So in 2021, when the band was celebrating the 10 years anniversary, we decided to release that, right? So I think it's 6 songs recorded in different countries and totally live experience.
Yeah, it sounds great. It's right from the board, and you get the ambient sound, and it sounds like the crowd is tremendous.
Yeah, they were awesome. They were awesome. Can't wait to go back though.
So, what's your favorite country to play in Europe?
Good question. I think Italy was the wildest. Italy and Spain. Yeah.
The surfing in Italy is ridiculous. Like we've never imagined that the Italians would be like so into surf. There's like even like legendary people that are like surf related that now live there or at that time.
There's a bunch of festivals, of surf music festivals there.
Surfer Joe?
Yeah, exactly.
Surfer Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and also we found out that the like the Nordic countries like Sweden and Norway, they have a lot of surf bands too.
Yeah,
like, you wouldn't think that they are from there because they have like Spanish names.
Yeah. A lot of countries do.
Yeah, but they're pretty cool.
There's a band from Norway called Beachwoord. They're black metal inspired surf music.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, we'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Beachwoord. Totally nice guy. So I was very happy to have you on. I want to tell everybody that the link to Los Tiros Bandcamp page is in there. There's tons of music. Go sample it, support the band, and maybe they'll make a little money, be able to save up some money, go on tour again.
Yeah.
We would love to see them in the States. So buy their albums. They got tons of music. Underneath that, we have Pyrex merch. And underneath that, tons of surf music resources. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. I really loved the aggressive and complex complexity of your music. I really enjoyed listening to it.
Thanks.
Ryan, no,
the
pleasure. Yeah, the pleasure is ours. Thank you very much for giving the opportunity to us, and hopefully we will get to meet in person.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be totally great.
Yeah,
Definitely.
nice meeting you. Thank you so much for the invitation, man.
Oh, it was wonderful meeting you.
Same.